It's Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's time for Powerbombed in the Pit. We're two tag team partners who love loud music, comedy, art, but most of all, we love the people who do all those things and love pro wrestling. Today we're joined by Denver Nobody. He's me more general of I Heart Powerviolence social media pages. He's a really great dude. His knowledge of music and wrestling is vast. We're grateful to be talking with him today and for him taking the time out of his schedule to do this. Welcome to our Outlaw Mud Show podcast, man.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
Yo, what's up?
Okay, so but
I just said bringing it back.
yeah, right. So how exactly did you get involved with Heart Powerviolence stuff?
So it was already an established page made by somebody else, Chief Skull, R.I.P. He's dead now.
Yeah.
But I just bugged the fuck out of him and just kept sending him memes, and to the point where they're like, "We got to make you an admin, right?"
Yeah.
So that's basically it. If there's anything you can learn from this podcast, it's about perseverance, kids. Keep fucking going.
Exactly.
Dude,
Just keep being persistent.
that's how we started this, man. I threw out some random messages like on Instagram and stuff of like people I knew that were into wrestling and hardcore and stuff, and like it's just, dude, we had a dude that worked for Guns N' Roses like on our podcast. Who told me that when I was a kid? Like, I feel like you were smoking crack, bro. Like, there's no way. Like the guy that wrote all the stories for those like multi-million dollars Guns N' Roses video would be talking to us about comic books and wrestling. Like, so it's been awesome. And yeah, pretty much we've only had like one person that like kind of laughed in my face and was like, fuck you. It was the lead singer of Dog Fashion Disco.
Well, you keep trying. Don't let Dog Fashion Disco get you down, brother.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, I was a fan. I was like, well, suck my dick too. Anyway, so what would be your top 10 power violence grindcore albums?
Gosh, I would say like Spaz, Crush, Kill, and Destroy is probably my number one.
Yes.
Oh gosh, kind of on the spot here, but I like it. Drop Dead, the self-titled, really good.
Yeah.
I would say Infest, anything, their discography. Charles Bronson, anything from their discography. Capital's Casualties, Disassembly Line is another great one.
Fuck yeah.
Sordo, Tactical Violence is another great one as well. Apartment 213.
Yeah.
Their Cleveland Power Violence record is great. Gosh, how many is that?
I have no idea.
I think that was 9.
Okay, cool. Last one, shit. I'll go Spaz again. Sweatin' 3, Satan, Skaten, and Caton, or Caton, however you say
Yeah.
that. However you say that.
That's legit. Well, so I know that Chris kind of went a little quickly through the the I Heart Powerviolence stuff, but I have a question because I can only imagine running any sort of social media page in general that has a lot of either followers or likes and everything, to be a little overwhelming, especially when it comes to interactions, whether it be comments or DMs. Like, what has been like the most surprising thing that you have encountered as someone who runs all of these pages on different platforms?
I think the most crazy thing is people get worked up about it. Like, just because I'm naming on your favorite band doesn't
Yeah.
mean necessarily I don't like them. Maybe it's topical. Maybe it's just something that I'm thinking of that time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I usually make fun of those people. So
Mhm.
don't be that person
Yeah,
that takes
no.
it too seriously. It's just a meme page, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the whole
I
point, is
don't,
to laugh at shit that you are yourself guilty of. Like,
Yeah.
and it's super niche anyway. I don't
yeah.
understand how anybody could take it so seriously. And power violence isn't supposed to be taken seriously anyway. If you look at a band like Charles Bronson or Spaz, they're totally goofy.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have a band that's like hip hop samples, karate samples, wrestling samples, and then like 30 seconds of music. Like, yeah,
That's
it's
tight.
goofy. It's just a bunch of nerds nerding out. Like,
No doubt. The way that those records were cut were just in one day. They were just doing it just in fast takes, and they did it all in once. And a guy would sit in the booth and cut it, and then by
uh,
the end of the day, they would have a record.
That's
uh,
fucking legit. I didn't realize that.
like Slap a Ham, like
Yep, yep,
that
yep.
label is just absolutely iconic. Like, uh, I fuck with anything Chris Dodge touches. Like, uh, his podcast that he has with Phil Vera and the guy that runs Grill 'Em All Burgers, Hour of the Barbarian.
Hour
That
of the
shit is
Barbarian.
fucking hilarious.
Take me down to Pepe's, brother. The burrito store.
Yeah, I
Oh
wish they would
yeah.
put out a new record, like, or
Uh,
a new episode, not record.
yeah, me too.
What did that? uh,
Well, okay, so I've only kind of just barely dipped my toe in specifically power violence. What are a couple of bands that I should most definitely like bands themselves?
these are like Dystopia and Spaz.
Mhm. But like for somebody who like doesn't really have a good I guess discography under their belt with power violence, what are a couple of bands that I should specifically pay attention to?
Like a starter kit.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Let's think. Apartment 213 is a really good starter kit.
Okay.
Let's see. Uh, Out of like the Spaz and the Charles Bronson, we'll cut that out. We'll do Infest. That's another one.
Okay. All right.
We'll do A Weekend Nachos is another great one. That's a starter
Okay.
kit.
Yeah.
Um, who else? Despise You is another great one. It doesn't matter what you identify
Dude,
as, is like they're a great band.
West Side Horizons, absolute classic. Like,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. I dig those.
all right, so if you could create a dream three band show, who would headline and who would the openers be?
I would probably have Weekend Nachos open up. I'm probably gonna have like, oh, it's a toss up. I'm gonna throw a third one in there to be wacky.
Hell yeah.
Be Weekend Nachos, Infest, and then Spaz the headline.
Yeah, dude,
Ooh,
awesome.
that would be a really good one.
So switching to wrestling, what got you into pro wrestling?
Uh, Surfing the old TV and happened to notice Monday Nitro, and I
Hell yeah.
saw Rey Mysterio and Ultimo Dragon wrestle, and
Mm.
that
What
was it for
matches?
me. I was hooked. I was hooked.
How old were you when
Uh,
you ended up coming across that?
like 6, and then I
Wow.
fell in love with Lucha, and then
Yeah.
WCW, and then the internet just kind of
Hell
took it all
yeah.
from
Awesome,
there.
yeah, dude. I was just talking the other day, like the WCW, like cruiserweight, like all the lucha dudes. That shit is so underrated. Like Billy Kidman, that dude deserves like more props than he got. Like, he was fucking badass. I mean, especially going from ECW to that, like so. But hell yeah. Are there any newer wrestlers that you're a fan of?
Um, Draven TBC, who's
Mm.
like a great wrestler. He has like the crow gimmick, but he's a
Okay.
black wrestler, so he dresses like as the crow with like the bird gimmick. Really cool
Mm.
guy, really awesome wrestler. His tag team partner, Hemi Hendrix, who
Uh-huh.
also is in like the bird group or the faction. I can't remember what they're called right now, so forgive me. And I think. I'm not sure. I can't name any more of that top of my head.
Okay, that's
Sorry.
okay. Well, do you have like any matches, like especially like from when you were young that you kind of remember, really, really kind of like pulling you fully into a story or just fully into the moment? I know you said you instantly fell in love with like Lucha, or got into Lucha from watching Nitro and getting hooked and everything, but is there like a match or a couple matches that really stand out to you that you were just like, this is why I love wrestling, maybe?
So maybe not Lucha, but in the same vein, the
Hmm.
cruiserweights. I thought that the Chris Jericho Dean Malenko feud that they were having,
Mm.
with like the big list like of submissions
Yeah.
that he had, he was like armbar. Armbar. Like it was 1,001 holds. And then
Yeah.
for Dean Malenko to turn around in the Cyclope outfit and then get him back was super great. It was a great payoff. Um, like I can't really remember any like Goldberg matches, but because they were like 30 seconds. But I was a
Yeah.
huge Goldberg mark when I was a kid.
What drew you to Goldberg out of curiosity?
I don't know. Just like he looked like he could just take people out, and he did on like a nightly basis. It seemed
Yeah.
like.
Every Monday and
That's
Thursday, somebody was getting speared
No
and
doubt, no doubt.
jackhammered. So like, if you could be part of like any wrestling faction ever, like, who would you want to be a part of?
Probably Ingobernable right now. I mean, like I could think I could get with those lucha guys for sure. I don't speak a lick of Spanish, but I respect the style.
It'll just like telepathically be transmitted.
It's all in the hips.
Well, wrestling is a universal language.
That
Yeah.
is true.
Oh,
Doesn't
dude, because
matter.
the last interview we did, we like traced like how wrestling got started through like gladiators, like what 17th century English poet,
Theater.
English theater, ballerinas.
Yeah.
Like it's like you just add all that and like add all that together and you get pro wrestling.
Yes.
It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
dudes in their chonies with all greased up.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Well, so you said that you watched WCW. Who were some of your guys in WCW? Because again, like I'm still pretty new. I haven't like done deep dives
Yeah, she
into
just started watching wrestling for the first time like 3 years ago. So,
it.
but
Hey, there's
she's,
a lot to learn.
no,
Don't
she's,
feel bad.
but dude, she's like the smartest smart
No, but
already.
thank
Like,
you.
she'll just see a match. She's like, oh, within like 5 seconds, she's like, I know who's gonna win this.
I'm like
Nice.
75%
Hey.
right. But yeah, so for WCW, who were some of your guys and like what specifically about WCW did you cling to?
What I clung to, I guess, was that it was, um, I guess it was programming because I was taught through WCW that Vince McMahon was the devil, and it turned out to be so.
Yep.
Is that a weird coincidence?
Coincidence or
No, that's
chooses by the
foreshadowing right there.
I like that. But yeah, I guess it was programming. Like I was just taught that anybody from WWF was just like a big idiot, and
Mm-hmm.
that if you really liked wrestling, you like WCW.
Mm.
I grew up in the South, so like, WCW, NWA, like that whole like Turner, wrestling, that was my shit. And like we had like, there's like still territories were going, so we had like, like Mid South and stuff like showing like on local channels and stuff. So, but yeah, like every Saturday, like before it became WCW, like I was watching that shit. So, and I was never like a huge WWF guy. Like when I was a kid, like I was like it's kind of cheesy, and then like they started having stuff like the Gobbledygooker, and, like yeah, NWA,
I rest my
WCW,
case. I
yeah.
Yeah.
I rest my case. I mean, um, I to this day, dude, I live in Ohio and they still show Mid Atlantic, Florida Championship Wrestling,
Mm.
and Southern Territory. It was Texas, San Antonio Wrestling. They play that
Hmm.
on like broadcast TV up here every Sunday. So it's
Oh
really
Dude,
cool to
wow.
get
awesome.
like
Yeah.
more familiar with the classics because I saw Tully Blanchard, Art Anderson, and two of the Von Erichs take on each other for like 45 minutes, and it was
Oh
just like
wow.
I rake, I rake, I rake.
Headlock.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and
man,
WCCW, like, the Von Erichs, like their company. Yeah, that was on like ESPN every afternoon. I'd go over to my friend's house after we got out of school, watch that, then play the Super or the NES like pro wrestling game. Just be the creature from the Black Lagoon and just like start chawing on people's heads.
almost.
Have you been to any live shows?
Yeah, I go to indie shows a lot,
Hell yeah.
but it's mostly retired wrestlers that
Mm,
do like meet and greets, and then they have like some
okay.
indie people come in and wrestle with them. So it's a nice opportunity to meet people that are also interested in pro wrestling, meet some of the people that you were interested as a kid, get a
Yeah.
photo, get a signature. It's really more, I guess, about the social thing,
Hmm.
just getting to know people. So far, it's been really good. Nothing really crazy. But some of the notable stars that I've seen, Shane Douglas, The Sandman,
Mm,
Kane,
nice.
um, Ron Simmons,
Damn.
RVD, Sabu,
Oh, hell yeah.
um, Gangrel, if I haven't mentioned that
Hmm.
before.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we've talked
yeah, it's
about
been
that.
great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we don't have a whole lot around here, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like in Oakland, they have like every first Friday they have a thing called Hood Slam. Have you ever heard of that?
I have
As
not. What is this?
it's just like a wrestling promotion like out of the Bay Area. But there's like a wrestler named Dark Sheik. She's a trans chick. She's fucking badass. Uh, a lot of the wrestlers have goofy gimmicks. Like they have one called Drugs Bunny.
That's dope.
And it's just a
I
dude in a
like it.
bunny head snorting fake cocaine. But yeah, they only have it like, well, they have that like in Oakland, and I think they like do stuff just like in other towns around the bay and stuff. But that's like 3 4 hours away from where we're at, so we haven't got to go to that
Bummer.
yet. We're gonna try to like this next one that's coming up. But I haven't seen like I moved here from Texas in 2020, and I haven't really seen any wrestling since I've been out here. But there's a lot of shit in Texas. Got to see like Thunder Rosa, Swerve. God, I can't even remember who else. But
Jericho,
yeah,
because you
Jericho.
told me
Yeah,
about
because
that.
I went to the first AEW match in Austin. Uh,
Nice.
Britt Baker got booed because she was hating on Whataburger. And I was like, good. Don't talk shit about Whataburger.
Well, so you said you saw Sabu. What was the gnarliest thing that you can remember from that match?
Um, seeing him wrestle, honestly, because he's just been so beat up.
Yeah.
Just like him getting in the ring. I'm a huge Sabu Mark. I'm friends with his nephew. I'm
Okay.
also I was friends with Melissa as well. So it's kind of
Oh,
like
dude.
he's my friend and also like
Hmm.
he was wrestling at the same time. Really cool dude. I got like several Sabu things around the house, but I
That's
digress.
awesome.
Just him being in the ring, like even for us like 500, 600 people, like it
Yeah.
just is still you still felt the electricity with
Yeah.
Yeah.
like him just throwing chairs and like doing leg dives and shit. It's
Yeah.
nice, really nice.
Yeah.
R.I.P. But
Indeed.
yeah, super cool dude. Really cool to talk to, really cool to smoke with. So
Oh, that's awesome. That right
Uh,
there, I think, would probably be a
that
big highlight of
documentary, like
mine.
you could tell that like he was gonna stick by what he said, and like his last match was gonna be good. I thought it was, and yeah, he went on top, man. Like, you know, can't ask for more than that.
he
Yeah,
went out the way
like,
he wanted.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, like Sabu, I think, would be one of those wrestlers that like I would have loved to have seen like in person just because of knowing that they would plan things out, but then on the fly they would just do all of these crazy things too. I think would just be a super amazing thing to
Yeah, and I
watch
mean,
and
he
witness.
lived his gimmick, man. Like you can't ask for more honesty than that. So
Yeah.
I think the most spectacular thing about him was that he would fuck up on purpose. Now, name another wrestler that would do that because it would pop everyone.
yeah,
Because in wrestling, everything's kind of like
yeah,
choreographed and stuff. But
you
when he would
fucked
mess up, it would
up.
be on purpose. Yeah,
Yeah.
he would live for that shit. Lance Storm one time told a famous story. Lance is like dazed. He jumps off the Sabu jumps off the chair, goes off the top rope, gets crotched, and
Yeah.
that wasn't in the plan at all and he got
Oof.
everybody in the arena. So Lance kicks him, he hits the floor. So he picks him back up, and Sabu's like, "Ha ha, we got him."
That's awesome. Well, speaking of gimmicks, like who do you think has had the best and worst?
Um, I think the best gimmick right now, currently, is Tony Storm.
Yeah.
hands down,
Yes.
hands down. I'll tell you a bad gimmick, but they made it work.
Okay. We're down for that.
Lodi from Lodi from WCW. I'm not the Lodi, but Kiwi.
Uh, I don't know who that is. I'm
Oh,
drawing a blank.
he was the guy that was acting like a drag queen, but then when he got angry, he was like angry Alan. He was Alan Funk, so like they had to like screw him with a shitty gimmick. I hope that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't watch WWE. You said
It was
WWE, right?
WCW
Oh,
late
WCW.
2000. But
Uh,
yeah. At the time, SNL kind of was making fun of people that were like cross dressing
oh,
and things. Yeah,
okay.
there
I
you
know
go.
who you're
See
talking
it?
about now.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That guy right there. That guy
Okay.
made it work. That guy made it work, dude. He was a hustler. He could turn it on, turn it off, man.
So his whole thing was that he was a drag queen, but then once he got angry, he was angry Alan, or was that just two separate moments?
It was like schizophrenia. Like you didn't know what you were
Okay.
gonna get.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's
Okay.
what that's what gave the character depth. And a lot of
Yeah.
people just like dismissed it because of the gimmick. But like if you look into it, I mean, it's really cool, honestly.
Yeah, I mean this guy's haircut alone just makes me curious. Like
No doubt,
this is the particular picture I
no
pulled
doubt, dude.
up, but yeah,
He's
like
he's
It's
jacked
like
up,
if
bro.
Devin
He's not missed a
Townsend.
cycle.
It's like if Devin Townsend was on Jersey Shore.
oh my God.
No doubt. Yeah. But yeah, check out some of his matches. It's crazy how good he was. And they just
Uh,
give him a shit gimmick, but he made it work.
Yeah, okay. Have there been any that you're just like, this is just the most horrible gimmick to ever grace wrestling fans' eyes?
Wife beater. It's deathmatch. It's deathmatch wrestling. So I mean, like
Okay.
you have to have a heel. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
of
But the
course.
Duke could bump like shit. So I mean, like, gotta give him props.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, what about Tony Storm do you like? Like what about her gimmick just for you?
She lives it.
She just loves it. Mm-hmm.
She just lives it, dude. Like her in her mind, like nothing has changed at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I think that's great when you have someone so devoted to the character.
Yeah.
Like you've mentioned Ric Flair. He hasn't changed a bit. Once he made
No.
his own character, he hasn't changed a bit.
Yeah, he's definitely another one that lives his gimmick, man. Dude's still out here like 80 something, just drinking his ass off, like being
Look at the Iron Sheik.
obnoxious. Oh yeah, cheeky baby.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, the Iron
because
Sheik, dude.
it's interesting that you bring up the fact that Tony lives her gimmick because it just reminds me of specifically with like Macho Man. Like I think I've asked Chris a couple of times as I've watched older things and as I get more familiar with wrestlers and their trajectories. The fact that I've asked like, well, did Macho Man like did he talk like this all the time? Is this was this his cadence all the time? Was this just a thing? Was it specifically just kayfabe and everybody had to kind of adopt their thing or what? But it seemed that he really just continued who he was in the ring outside of the ring, and Tony definitely gives off that kind of macho man uh 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 what's the word I'm looking for, like extremeness, like you
It's
know.
like kayfabe
Life
to turn to 11.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
life imitates art and art
Yeah,
imitates life. Think
yeah,
100%.
about that.
I love that, once she became timeless, like even in podcasts, like she was just selling that like hard. And then like when she went back to just regular Tony Storm for that minute, and then she's like, ha ha, ha, bitches. She just like fucking fooled you all.
Yeah. I think even in interviews that Juice Robinson has done, people I think have asked him what's it like living with Tony Storm, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just in the background. I'm just here, I'm just part of her thing, and so I think it's funny that he too is kind of
Juice,
involved in this.
please bring me some juice.
We'll talk about depth with the character. She can play it all. She can play a character with
Absolutely.
amnesia. She can play a
Hmm.
character with that's serious. She can
Yeah.
play goofy. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of depth, and I really enjoy that as a wrestling fan, and I think a lot of people do as well. That's why she's over as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she doesn't take herself like too seriously. She's not trying to, she's trying to be the top bitch without being the top bitch kind of. She's got that way about her. Like I love her on the mic. I love her in promos. The interactions that she has during matches, I think is all on point. Like she's in my opinion the full package.
What I love about her that she has something in common with Orange Cassidy. She can
Yes,
lose without losing her heat. You understand
exactly.
what I'm saying? Yep, I
Exactly.
love that. I love how AEW is doing their thing right now. That
Yeah.
the people that have already established can't lose their heat now because they're already
Mhm.
established, but they're bringing
Yeah.
up new wrestlers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
It's true.
definitely something that I'm absolutely loving about AEW right now is like almost every week we're seeing either a new face or a face that we've only kind of like barely seen. And it's really really nice that we're kind of just getting new talent and more to beef up what they already have.
I think a good example of that is Kyle Fletcher right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, when Aussie Open or whatever,
Yeah,
like that shit was goofy. And now that he's in Don Callis' family, I'm like, he's actually a good wrestler. Like, couldn't take him seriously back then. But him and Mark Davis separate, like, minus the Aussie Open gimmick, they definitely have impressed me. And I mean, doing stuff like we have two hardcore kids like are that are wrestlers getting a huge push with Darby, which I mean he's pretty much been getting a push since day one. But especially like Brody with Brodito and then like the thing with Swerve, like it's it's cool to see. It's like now we just gotta get Butch back, like and the hardcore trifecta will be complete.
but you mentioned Kyle
There you go.
Fletcher. Your thoughts on Kyle Fletcher?
I think he's great. I think his transition from being an Aussie Open, just like you said, being, I guess, more on the heel baby face kind of
Yeah,
edge,
yeah.
there from fully accepting the heel turn, which he's doing a great job. I think he's one of those cool heels that you can kind of cheer for, and I think people
Yeah.
still like that. I think it's still kind of NWO-esque or Bullet Club-esque, where it's
Hmm.
like these guys are so bad that they're cool, and
Yeah.
people like that.
Yeah. Yeah, like he sells stuff really well. He's also really good like on the mic and in little tiny interactions in the ring and everything. Like I think he really, really came into his own after Mark Davis got injured and he kind of was like, I can't do Aussie Open anymore. And yeah, I like him as a heel. I think he's much better as a heel. I wasn't really fond of him being a baby face with Aussie Open. Even though they had their moments, but
For sure. I think heel with the belt is probably the best scenario that you can have in wrestling.
yes.
Right?
You have to
Yes,
give the baby faces something to chase for. Once they get
absolutely.
the belt, the only option is down.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a dream main event, like whether it be tag team or like, just a singles match, who would it be?
I think I'm going to go with prime Nigel McGuinness and prime Brian Danielson.
Ooh, why?
I just think those guys could just beat the shit out of each other and
Yeah.
still put on a great match. They
I
do Japanese hardstyle for English wrestlers, and I think that
Mm,
translates well in the ring.
okay.
So if you're into like really hard chops and really stiff kicks and submission style wrestling that could go on for about an hour, then or like 90 minutes really. But if you're into that kind of style,
Yeah.
I think it's like the premier Ring of Honor style when they were popping.
Mm,
yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where if you're into technical wrestling as well as hard hitting stiff shit, it's
yeah.
probably gonna be right up your alley.
Yeah, I think I've only watched Nigel like wrestle like once
Yeah.
or something like that. That was like when him and a couple years ago when him and Brian Danielson were doing their feud stuff while he was being like, I'm not gonna go back to wrestling, and then he like came in and did like a match. I know at least one match. He might have done like two, but
I think it was just
I definitely would. I think I should dive into some Nigel McGuinness if Denver's over here saying that their technical wrestling would be really cool to watch like in their prime. So,
okay.
No
So
doubt.
If you had to choose who would be on your Mount Rushmore, who would you choose?
Sabu, 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 and Sabu. Is that and
Hmm.
Sabu? Probably.
Ah, okay,
Just
okay.
have to carve out some more spaces.
No, it would just maybe it would be one of those you know, lines in a painting where you have him like pre-match and then like halfway through and then it just gets bloodier and bloodier as you go down the mountain.
This last one is just like him just dripping blood.
Exactly. At the gift shop you get a commemorative like light tube, you know. I dig that. I dig that. Have there been any other like old school wrestlers besides Sabu and like Goldberg that you have maybe not liked? I know that you those ones you liked, but have there been some wrestlers that you were just like this wrestler sucks? I don't think I've ever
No.
asked a guest this question. This is off the fly.
I'm gonna throw a funny one out there.
Okay.
I never really liked Kevin Nash that much. I thought for a
Mm,
big guy, he was just kind of lazy in the ring, and he even said it himself one time that he's not a
yeah.
fighting champion, and he was gonna
Yeah.
fight like on the 31st of every month at like 11:59 p.m. for just like his contract or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that first shoot was really funny and just like he's super lazy in the ring with especially with WCW and
Hmm.
like the late 99s, 2000s, right before they shut down. I didn't really jive with that. Like let's see. Uh not really. I think that
Not
everybody
really.
has their own craft and how they
Yeah.
like do their own style. It's subjective, you know what I mean? Like each
It is
person
most definitely. Yeah, I
has their own
mean,
vibe to it.
sometimes a wrestler could just like, I mean, in anybody, I think in the entertainment world, like they could just like say something or just do something, and you're like, that just didn't sit well for me. And then at that point, you're just like, no, I kind of dismiss them, you know. So yeah, so I mean, that's fair. Did you ever stop watching wrestling at any point in time?
Yeah, I think when WWF took over, and it
Uh-huh.
was just like strictly that's all you could find on mainstream television, no
Yeah.
internet access. Like I peeped it when like AJ Styles popped back into the Rumble because I
Mm,
thought like, oh, okay, this might be cool again or whatever.
yeah.
Like two or three Monday Night Raws and SmackDowns later, I'm like, no, this isn't the style for me.
Yeah.
Um, I think it's because they use ropes instead of steel cables. Like I don't know why that matters to me as much. I guess I'm like used to
Gotcha.
like WCW and ECW style rings, like very small, intimate rings with steel cables as ropes and
Yeah.
n-
Okay.
Makes sense.
Well, how do you feel about death match wrestling? And I asked this because you said you mentioned the ropes and the steel cables, and recently we watched, I can't remember who it was, but it was somebody.
Uh,
It might have been during the
oh, it
Sabu
was
documentary, but
Murder Grandpa and friggin' Josh Barnett.
yeah, so they did a no ropes match, which that was the first time that I had seen a no ropes match, but um my brain went to deathmatch wrestling where sometimes they have fucking barbed wire and shit instead of ropes. But what are your thoughts in regards to deathmatch wrestling?
so I think the style has changed drastically. We've
Okay.
gone from more shorter matches, more violence,
Mm,
which some of the TV, which some of the newer promotions like to do, which is great. I think
yeah. Yeah.
you can get more matches in, and it gives people something to talk about. I know my first like technical death match or whatever that I saw was Terry
Yeah.
Funk and Sabu and the no
Mm,
ropes barbed wire match.
oof.
Um, so like I am definitely familiar, I guess, more with like GCW and Mid South Tournament of Death style. I thought when like Nick Gage got caught with those light tubes and was cut up.
Oh, dude.
You ever see that Dark Side of the Ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was cut up like from his armpit all the way down to like to his
Mhm.
stomach from a light tube, and yeah, he got cut up pretty bad, but still came back and wrestled.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty hardcore.
Dude,
That is
him getting
hardcore.
David Arquette with that light tube.
That was
Ooh.
sick. He moved. David Arquette got like cold feet and he moved. And Nick was like, "Fuck this," and just
Yeah.
kind of cut him. Welcome to the business, boy.
Right. This ain't ready to rumble.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Which, hey, you know what, is a fantastic stoner film.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
if you got
totally.
friends that are into wrestling, pop that shit on, line up a bowl,
Absolutely.
do your thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Agreed.
like I have the utmost respect for the wrestlers who participate in deathmatch wrestling. Like, I cannot imagine one light tube being smashed over me, let alone an entire, like bundle of
Bundle,
them,
yeah.
or having to go through, I mean, even though it doesn't always happen in deathmatch wrestling, but because it's been seen on like AEW, but like going through like tables that are lit on fire, or going through or being slammed on a board that has a bunch of fucking barbed wire and shit on it, or whatever. Like, every time I see somebody do that, I hurt. And so I have all the respect for those who participate in deathmatch wrestling. I can't even imagine what it would be like to actually view that in person. Like,
No doubt.
I'm assuming it is fucking wild to be an audience member in a deathmatch wrestling event.
Yeah, imagine going through like a plate of glass or like a shower door. Like, I've even
Oh,
seen them use like actual doors and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And they get pretty creative. Yeah.
Oh man, like just some of the shit that they show on Botchamania, like, oh God, I'm like, oh no. Like people
Shout out.
getting power bombed onto like actual house doors that don't break
oh
like
God.
3 times in a row, and they're just like, oh God. Just like go to the next spot, man. Like,
Exactly. Maybe try it
Well,
again
imagine being
later.
Nick Mondo and Zandig.
oh
Mm.
dude.
Imagine being Sick Nick Mondo and John Zandig on top of that U-Haul, with they set the whole stack of tables on fire, and he gives them the mother effing bob all the way through the table onto the floor,
Oh
and
my God.
still, or well, actually onto the ground, but still is able to get back up and wrestle. It's crazy,
Yeah, no.
crazy. Look up Sick Nick Mondo. He's just absolutely nuts. I've heard it described as like a mini horror movie, and I think
Oh,
Mm.
that's accurate.
oh yeah, for sure.
Kind of
I
just
think
But
that's
reeks.
accurate.
it's like the two bad guys are trying to. It's like Freddy versus Jason, just with light tubes and barbed wire.
Well, do you mean like going through a match, or how your body feels after?
All the above.
All of the above. Okay, all right.
Throw in your shameless plugs, like social media, anything else you want to hype up.
Check out the Facebook, Instagram, and shout out Negative X. Uh, shout out ICP. I
Hell
Heart
yeah.
Powerviolence.
Hmm.
Um, Power bombed in the pit. What's
Oh,
up?
thank
All
you.
right.
Well, before we go though, because it just popped into my mind and I'm very curious. Since we've kind of talked about new stuff, are there any matches that are coming up this weekend that you are excited for, that you look forward to?
No,
It,
whatever just falls in my lap. Like, I just
oh
get
yeah,
links all the time thrown
yeah,
at me. Like, hey, check this out, whatever.
yeah.
So I'm excited to get whatever's in my inbox at the time.
Sweet, sweet. Okay, all right. Well,
Awesome, man. Well, you have a great day, and awesome Wolverine shirt, by the way.
Oh, thanks,
Love the
yes.
brother.
Art
Appreciate it.
Adams. Well, you have a good one, and we'll talk to you
Yep.
later. All right.
Yep. Peace.
Hey everyone, this is Carissa. I just wanted to stop in and say thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. You know, everyone starts out small, and every like and subscribe definitely helps to get the channel out to others. We appreciate every single one of you nerds, as we nerd out with other nerds. So, from Chris and I, a tremendously huge thank you. We have a ton of great stuff coming your way. So, do a frog splash from the top rope, grab your battle vest, headbang to that sick guitar riff, and stick around to see who might be making their way to the ring next.